Good evening and welcome to another episode of your daily show Achievements. I'm your host Fatma Al-Hajri, and tonight I'm joined by my colleague Abdul Latif Al-Anizi. Good evening, Abdul Latif.
Good evening, Fatma. And we have today a special guest. He is actually one of the most individuals talented in tennis. He achieved a lot for himself and for his country. So please welcome with us Mr. Muhammad Ali. Welcome, Mr. Ali, and thank you for being here with us for today.
Yes, and thank you for having me.
Of course, it's our pleasure to have you here with us, Muhammad. So we'd like to know about your early steps into this passion. Can you tell us how it started?
I actually started tennis as a hobby. Actually, I didn't take it very seriously at the start. I started watching it on TV, and I actually loved the game and tried to copy the players and tried to do it on the court as well. And I was in the junior program in Kavma Club, and it was a very joyful experience for me.
So did your parents had anything to do with tennis? Did you enjoy it from, as you mentioned, there's a lot of players who you watch on the TV from tournaments, or was it like something that your parents put you into?
Actually, my father, he used to play tennis back in the day, and he introduced me to tennis from a very young age, and I also watched the players on the TV.
How old are you when you started playing tennis?
I was 6 years old.
6 years old. Was it fun at the start?
Yes, of course.
It has to be fun, yeah. Especially when you start such a sport, a wonderful sport in young age. It will motivate you a lot, even to your school. Actually, yeah, so you need
and
it.
even like tennis, a lot of people usually say like the sport of tennis, you really have to start at a very young age to achieve more in this kind of sport. So for you, you started at 6 years old. I think that's amazing. It's a very young age, and to still actually have like passion at a very young age, it's very impressive.
More. Yeah. So can you tell us about your home background? Except your father, you told us that your father has a legacy, mashallah, and he started already with the tennis. Can you tell us also more information about your home background and how did that affect you to become what you are today?
Actually, from the beginning of tennis, I was very scared at the start because it was a new thing for me.
But also it's a sport game. Why did you become afraid of it?
Because it was I was meeting a lot of new people, and on the court sometimes I was afraid to hit the ball. I was shy sometimes of the coaches. They're trying to telling me stuff. I'm just quiet. I'm just
no, it's okay because they give you something, and also if they maybe criticize you about something, that's a good thing. That means there's a lesson to learn. I mean, I would crave sometimes for someone who tell me that Abdul Latif, you did something wrong like this. I say thank you. I didn't know. This is actually really helpful for me, right, Fatma?
Yes, of course. But I understand your point of view, because sometimes, when you have your errors, it can be a little bit embarrassing, with the coaches, oh my God, why did I do this? I should have done that.
Yeah.
But I think it's a very important thing, to have, as you mentioned, someone guiding you, teaching you the right moves, and even if you have errors, it's so normal. It's only natural to actually have a lot of mistrials, especially with the serve. I think a lot of people usually they panic with the serve.
Yes.
It can be very stressful because you only have 2 shots at it.
Yes.
So that really puts a lot of pressure for the player. So when you chose this line to walk in, what age was that?
I chose this when I was 9 years old. I was starting to really enjoy tennis at this time. I was competing in Kuwaiti championships under 12 years old, and I actually got first place under 12.
That's amazing.
That was my first ever championship in Kuwait, and
That's your first time?
Yes.
This is actually something really rare to see.
I think it's amazing. He has a lot of practice. I'm sure he put a lot of hours. You dedicated your time for that, and you really did deserve winning the first place. I don't think it's an easy thing to do.
Yeah, you're lucky for that.
Especially for a 9-year-old.
Yeah. So that means you have a nice coach.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Is he your father?
It's my father and my other coaches. My coach is actually Spanish. He was actually
that's really
yes,
important.
he was coaching other great players from a young age, and he was actually very helpful in the matches. He was trying to calm me down sometimes, and he really taught me a lot of new things.
So do you think having a coach, sometimes it's not only just like with training, they have to be like this amazing connection between you
Yes.
to understand you, support you, like
Yes.
sometimes even like off court, outside of court, sometimes like for consultation, like to be like having this kind of friendship with your coach. I think that's very important.
Yes, of course, because the coach, he from the moment you get to know him, he's gonna know you mentally, how he can support you on the court and off the court, and how he can help you with your game, how to improve, and how to like play your tactics in the match.
This is actually really important because I saw a coach one and he coached me, but he failed for that. You know why? Because he was really a great coach, but unfortunately there was no connection between me and him. There was no support from him to me, especially when I did something bad. I mean, he told me in a wrong way. You have to know your trainees. You have to know how to get inside their minds and tell them exactly the way, how do they like to take the information.
Of course, I think this is an
Yes.
amazing point, Abdul Latif, to actually know, especially like your students, someone you're teaching, coaching, like to
Each
know
one
their
of them are
mentality.
different. Yeah.
Because even like the reaction with like bad news, or even like guiding them if they have like bad mistakes, it can really affect them. It can encourage them, or it can like set them back.
Yes.
Yeah. So can you tell us about your first competition in tennis?
Yes, it was actually the under 10 championships. It was my first ever time going into a match. I was like really scared. I was like trying not to miss any ball, just trying to like let's work something out, let's try to win. But yes, I actually won my first ever match. Yes, and it was like really good, but unfortunately for my second match I lost, but it's okay. Life is
It's okay. It's a
well,
lesson. Yeah,
yes,
it's
exactly.
a step.
Yes.
And as you can see, you're here in the court right now. You were playing, right, with your
Yes.
coach.
Yes.
You clearly have such a wonderful talent with tennis.
Yes.
I tried it once. I fell too many times. I cannot even count. But that's okay.
Yes.
It takes a lot of stamina.
Yeah, because of the way you run, and even my coach, he was actually really hard. He throw it at the opposite direction
Yes,
of where I am.
that's actually
I
a
have to
very
run.
common training. It's for coordination. It's like so many coaches that I know, they use it. They try to see where your fitness level is at. So yeah, I think it's like a good practice for like young players or even adults. Sometimes it's good for like your legs.
Of course, and when it comes to your favorite championship that you had so far, which one do you say is your
It was
favorite?
actually one of the most recent ones, the under 14 championships which I played last year. It was like such a good experience, and also I was like I've been improving my game from like I've seen myself from the under 12 championships to the under 14. So I think I've been improving my game, and I'm really glad that I won the under 14 championship.
Of course, and we're very proud of you. I think everyone, even our dear viewers who are watching us right now, they're very proud of your achievements at a very young age. You have achieved a lot. And I'm sure it didn't go like without practice, or even you put a lot of hours into it, a lot of dedication.
Of course, commitment, yeah. You
Yes.
have to have that. But also you have this reward in front of you
Yes.
from Rafa Nadal Academy.
Yes.
Can you tell us more about this reward?
This is the under 14 championships which Rafa Nadal had hosted in the Rafa Nadal Academy. Which
This is the one you just were talking about, it, right?
Yes.
I saw you smiling since Fatma asked you about what is your favorite. You smiled immediately before
Yes.
even she continued.
Yes.
So tell us more, please, about this reward.
This reward is one of the best rewards I've achieved right now in my life, which is like, I think it's very we actually have a close relationship, me and him. Okay, the problem is me and the trophy. I was like, I have to win this. No excuses. I was like, I have to win this championship because sometimes I just really want to win so bad that like my mindset is just like I just
So
want to win.
Focusing on
determined.
winning.
Yes, exactly.
This is really important. This is
Yes.
actually one of the things that you have to do when you have something, a goal or a point that you want to reach.
Yes.
When you have this type of thinking that, okay, I don't see anything else, I don't want to go anywhere else, I just want to dedicate myself until I get this reward,
Yes.
which is perfect. So can you tell us who's your favorite tennis player that you love to watch maybe during food, during your free time, to learn some moves from him?
I actually like Novak Djokovic. He's like one of the most athletic players right now on the ATP tour, and I think yes, he is one of the best players that's ever played the game of tennis. That's my opinion, and he has won 22 Grand Slams, which is such an achievement. Of course, I would like to win one someday.
Hopefully you will.
Yes.
We still have a lot more questions for you, Mohammed, but dear viewers, we will watch this report and we'll be right back.
Mohammed Ali Quli is a young tennis player. He has loved playing tennis ever since. At a very young age, he practiced his favorable hobby, tennis. Mohammed gets his support from his family and friends. They encourage him to achieve his dreams and goals. He is passionate and eager to always improve himself in this hobby. Mohammed is a young boy with big dreams. He works hard to get better at tennis each day. Mohammed is always practicing tennis in his own free time. He is focused on how to get better each day by improving his techniques. He aims to become one of the greatest tennis players. Thankfully, a supportive family is very important, and Mohammed gets his support and encouragement from them. With his hard work, Mohammed will be able to reach his targets. Certainly, supportive family and friends will have a great impact on any sports player. Therefore, Mohammed is appreciative of all the support he gets from his close ones. Mohammed loves the sport of tennis. He enjoys most of his time playing it and learning new approaches. He is always willing to do his best at it. Mohammed, we are proud of you and we can't wait to see what you can show us.
Welcome back, our viewers, as we continue our interview with our lovely guest, Mohammed. So, Mohammed, can you tell us your favorite time to do what you love on your free time?
I actually like to do a lots of
During your free time, like, do you love to play maybe video games, changing the rhythm move?
I think a lot of people sometimes, even for athletes, like they practice a different sport just like to break the routine, change it a little bit.
I think it's important for that.
Yes.
Sometimes change is a bit good, but I'd like mostly video games a bit, because like sometimes they calm me down. Like even if I had a bad practice, I can see what I did good and what I did bad. But I think video games are like part of my life as well. I actually like to play and I like to enjoy them.
And have you ever thought of maybe playing some other game except tennis?
Yeah, a bit of
football or something else?
No, a bit of basketball maybe.
Basketball?
Yeah.
But does it maybe require some other skills, not in tennis?
Yeah, of course. Like it's a bit different than tennis, but I like just play it for fun. So, but it's a lot different than tennis because of like you have to like.
It's even like a group game, so
yeah,
I think
like
this
more of
is
a
one
team
of the
sport.
reasons. Yes, a team sport.
It has to be actually, because I love to play one of the group games. Even when I do I play my hobby, sometimes I just call my cousins and my friends, okay, let's go rent a field for football and we're going to play there, especially Ramadan. I think it's one of the most important things. Do you do that during Ramadan also?
Yes, sometimes Ramadan is exercising is a bit good, even if like walking or running for some people. It's because like you're gonna like you burn cardio and like it's good for your health, and it's good to do exercising even not in Ramadan. It's just good to do exercising.
Have you ever went to competitions during Ramadan for tennis?
For tennis, yes, of course. But we play after the
Iftar, of
yes.
course.
Yeah.
Because it's a bit hard if we
You don't
play
have
without
stamina,
food.
you can't really do your best if you're fasting. It can be very hard.
Your brain is not awake. So.
Of course.
Yeah.
It has to be your brain is not awake. That's a
Maybe
good
I
point.
think he tried to work out, like do some workouts before breaking your fast. Maybe you tried that.
Yes,
right?
I've tried that.
Of course, it can be very hard. I think challenging as
yes,
well.
it's a bit
Exactly.
challenging for your mind because you don't have food or water, but it's and it's good for your body as well because if like you're gonna get more in shape and you're just exercising, which is as exercising is just good.
So who's Muhammad's biggest fan and supporter? You have someone you have to tell the name.
He's
because
not
I
gonna
think-
say, I think, because his father is with him right now.
And
So,
it
and I
has
think
to be someone else.
I
then.
think
It's my
maybe it's-
family in general. So,
Maybe his
so-
mother, but he doesn't want to say that because your
Can
father
you
is
tell
with
the
you
name,
right now.
please? Can you give like a specific someone?
My mom.
Your mom. I thought so. I thought so. Of
So-
course, I think, but it's still it's like your father is still supporting
Yes,
and
he has
he's with you here.
Yes, he's a big. Both of my parents are big supporters.
I think that's the most important
Yes.
point, like to actually have parents who are supporting you in your goals, your achievements, being there for you. That's very important.
Yes.
Of course, and for a tennis player to have this support, do you think like you get enough support even from your friends, not only from your family?
Yes, of course, because my friends also sometimes they come to my matches and try to cheer me up, and they're like when they come sometimes I feel like I'm a bit motivated because I want to win and my friends are watching. So
Of
But-
course, are there any one of them who also play tennis?
yes, well, my friend, one of my friends, yes, he plays tennis with me, and we play in Kuwait Club. I'm currently now in Kuwait Club playing tennis.
Who's better, you or them?
Me.
Oh yeah, of course. You has to say that.
He's dedicated to the game. He's dedicated. He's 100% giving his best and all for the game.
I was convinced about that, especially when you said that you wanted to get this reward so hard that you weren't thinking about anything else. Actually,
Yes.
I was afraid of you at this moment. I said, okay, I don't want to play against you tennis ever, really. Because, but have you ever tried to play in two teams a player in tennis?
Yes, of course. I won actually 2 championships in under 14 and under 16, and also the doubles, which is the 2-player against 2 players. It's actually very good for teamwork and like communication between you and your partner.
It's more fun also,
yes,
right?
yeah. It's a bit more fun and a bit more like you feel like someone is with you, like even though
Having a teammate can be really fun.
Yes.
Of course, and I'm sure you have someone like who critiques your move or even like guides you in a specific way when it comes to improving in certain areas. Do you think that's mostly like your father because he was also a tennis player, or your coach?
Actually, my father, because he also teaches me sometimes how off court, like how can I be better, rather than like on the court, like he's trying to teach me. But like also in the like outside the court, he like helps me a lot, like with nutrition and like
What
how
to eat and
Yes.
what type of things that your body consumes, which is really important.
Yes.
So is that during Ramadan you eat a lot of foods or you just stick to a healthy diet?
Yes. In Ramadan, I try to keep my food simple, like protein and carbs, and let's say a juice. So because also sugar is sometimes good because it can like give you energy. But yeah, I think he also helps me in like my the mentality, how to be a tennis player.
It is important because
Yes.
sometimes if you eat something junk food and you want to go and play the next day, you will not feel as good as if you were eating something healthy, which is really important.
I think there is like this guilt of eating junk food.
Yes.
Like you feel bad, even you just enjoyed it, but afterwards you just feel bad. You know that you did something wrong, you know?
Yeah. I feel guilty because sometimes, like, even though my father is not there or anyone's there, it's just like someone staring at me. Just don't.
Just
Don't
don't
do
do
it.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't do it.
Which is
Exactly.
really important. Of course, Mohammed, we have more and more questions, but stay with us, ladies and gentlemen, as we come back for more and more after this report.
Sport means all forms of physical activity which, through casual or organized participation, aim at expressing or improving physical fitness and mental well-being. For example, forming social relationships or obtaining results in competition at all levels. Surely, sports can help us reach our fitness goals and maintain a healthy weight. Sports also have hidden health benefits such as lowering chances of different diseases in life. Being included in physical activity like sports improves your heart function, reduces the risk of diabetes, lowers tension and stress, and controls blood sugar. Playing sports helps you build muscles and improves your coordination and muscle memory. There are many types of sports such as football, basketball, volleyball, tennis, and much more. In addition, car racing is also considered as a sport. Car racing is a motor sport involving the racing of automobiles for competition. Car racing has existed ever since the invention of the automobiles. Formula One is the most popular racing series in the world currently. Formula One cars are open and known as some of the fastest vehicles in the world. Most people love racing cars because to the adrenaline rush that they get during these types of events. For instance, in Formula One racing, the speed of powerful cars is really attractive. Moreover, sports are divided into many categories, such as individual sports, partner sports, team sports, and extreme sports. Some of the individual sports are golf, horse riding, and judo. Partner sports are considered to diving, tennis, and volleyball, whereas team sports are football, basketball, and handball. Extreme sports are climbing, skateboarding, and water skiing. Hence, running is the most accessible and easiest sport to play. All you need is a good pair of running shoes and you're good to go. In addition, there are no rules in running, but that what makes running so free-form and fun. Running is all about setting goals for yourself and working to achieve those goals.
Welcome back, our viewers, as we continue our interview right now. So, Mohammed, can you tell us why is that we don't see too many tennis players? I mean, it's not that common here in Kuwait.
Well, there's because there isn't so much attention to tennis as like basketball and football. Like sometimes people don't know what tennis is because there aren't many clubs that are participating in tennis. There are 3 or 4 clubs that are have a tennis program, but that's why there isn't many clubs that have tennis sport.
Of course, I think we need to spread more awareness when it comes to tennis sport. So have you tried different types of sports such as paddle or even squash since you're a racket player?
Yes, I've tried both of these sports, and I think they're fun to play with your family or friends. But sometimes it may affect on what you really focus on. If I focus on tennis, I can't play much paddle because sometimes it's a different movement, because if you're
different skills required.
Yes,
have you ever thought of maybe playing paddle with your family?
Yes,
mom and dad.
I've played with my uncles and my dad, and I think it's enjoyable to play sometimes, try something different.
Of course, I think sometimes you want to switch up your routine, you do it once a week, once a month. It can be fun and it can be a social game as well. So I think when it comes to your career in tennis, at one point, did you ever think about maybe switching your career?
Maybe to basketball, as you said at the start of the
He
interview?
does enjoy basketball.
I enjoy a lot of things, but my focus is on tennis. So I try to maximize my opportunities to play these sports, but my focus right now is on tennis. So,
and maybe also in the future, there are also, I mean, you're still young, and in the future, of course, you have plans that you wanted to go somewhere and try tennis. Do you have maybe a plan maybe to go to another country, maybe, let's say Spain, and try tennis there because they are good in tennis?
Even the courts is different.
Yeah?
I've actually went to Spain. I went to the actual Rafa Nadal Academy there, and I think yeah, it's a good level, and I actually beat some of these players.
You
that
did
are
that?
there.
You did
Yeah.
went there?
Yeah, exactly.
And do you have plans maybe to go to another country?
Yes, I'm planning on finishing high school and going to America for college, because I think college tennis is there. It's like a very good experience, and from there I can go pro.
So you will not stop tennis ever?
I don't think so.
And then how can you manage your time? Because of
Uh,
course you have school and you have tennis.
It's a balance of because like I have to maximize my hours in the school and maximize my hours in the tennis. Sometimes I leave early so I can go study more, but I think it's more about like the balance between
Of course,
school and
I think even like time management is very crucial, especially for an athlete, because your working hours, your workouts, and your daily life, especially with school and everything, can be very hard. So you really have to manage your hours and your schedule.
yes.
And can you tell us your best experience that you ever had? Let's say maybe in Spain, or you when you went to...
Yes, I actually went to Belgium to play a tournament. I actually got third place there, so I think it was a very good experience for me. And I actually played with some of the guys from the Rafa Nadal Academy that are in Spain, and I beat them in that tournament.
You beat them.
How do you
Yes.
feel like about this experience? I think it must have been like very exciting for you.
Yes, it was very exciting for me, because like I proved that I'm here to I'm not joking around, just trying.
You're there
know.
to win it.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm there to win.
okay, okay. So you are competitive then.
Yes.
I didn't know that actually,
Yeah.
because I thought that you're maybe to go there to be friendly,
No.
try to take some techniques with them.
No, he's
To
going
win.
to win.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
good.
I
beat
like
them.
that kind of mentality.
It is-
The
it's
next
very good to
generation of
have.
Kuwaitis are not going to be friendly. I don't think so. Like the next generation of Kuwaitis, like in the tennis.
Very competitive.
Very competitive.
They're going to be very.
And why do you think that is happening?
Because of the Rafa Nadal Academy here, they're trying to teach us how to beat some of the guys that are like they think maybe how we can improve, so we can beat them. And like they also help us, the coaches there, they help us, like they've also coached like many players on the tour, which is like something good for me. And my coach, he was actually like top 50 in like the whole world.
Oh, that's
so
a good thing. So
yeah.
you have really nice coach.
Yes.
That's
Of
really
course.
wonderful.
So do you think like you have achieved your goals? Obviously, from the way you're talking, you still have a lot more to
Yeah.
achieve.
I have still like I didn't achieve. I don't think I've achieved like 2% of what.
Not 2%.
Still, there's a long road
Yeah,
ahead.
there's like.
That's that's really few, because if I were you achieving something, I will actually focus on that 2%, because this will actually cheer me up and it will help me to get, which is the 100%.
Of course, like I
Yeah.
think all his achievements so far, they're gonna push you even harder towards your next goal.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's really important. But have you ever made friends when you went to Spain or Belgium?
Yeah, I've actually made a lot of friends, and they actually they think like Kuwaitis are like very friendly, and we would and I have so many friends there, and like they are nice people, and they enjoy tennis as much
They
as I
are
do.
nice people, yeah.
Yes.
So what about if you go back in time? You will choose something else, let's say again, basketball?
No, I don't think so.
Tennis.
Yeah.
And why is that?
Because it's like when I feel the racket, all my problems go away, and I just feel like I just would like to continue. I would just like to play. I don't focus on anything else while practicing. I just want to play.
It's really important when you have something that you are dedicated to, because I had something and it helped me a lot during my high school, because I had, of course, ice skating, the ice hockey, and it was really important because during the weekdays I was focusing on my school. The only thing that I was looking up to is the weekend, so I can go and play the ice skating, and it's helped me a lot, because during the weekdays I was studying, focusing school. During the weekends, 48 hours, I was almost all of it were playing, just trying to train. Do you have the same thing?
Like I don't know, like half. I don't know, because like tennis for me has been like a part of my life since I've like ever known, since I was 6 years old. So it's like
It's
I don't want to
important
leave
part.
it, but I also have to focus on my studies. So I think I can agree with you on that.
Yeah. And how many days you train a week?
5 to 6 days.
5 to 6 days?
Yes.
Well, that's a lot, but of course you're practicing with it and you love it,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
That's really important. So, can you tell us about one of the most important things that you ever had until now? One of the best games that you ever played?
I think I played with like a guy. I actually played. It's called an ITF match. It's like the world on like the whole world. They actually came to Kuwait to play tournaments, and I actually won on a Canadian guy. He was 16 years old, and I was like so proud of it. It was my.
He was older than you,
Yes.
which is really good.
Yes.
So, Mohammed, after this lovely information that you gave us, we came to an end. And so, do you have one last thing to say before we end this interview?
Yes, I would like to thank my family and my coaches, like how they have helped me through this journey so far. But I think we can accomplish more than this.
It is. And thank you for being here with us. And we are so glad to know you and to know what you love.
Of course, it was really a pleasure to have you here in the studio. Thank you so much for being here with us.
And yes, and thank you for having me.
Of course, dear viewers, we have reached the end of our time. Hope you enjoyed this episode. See you again tomorrow, and goodbye for now.
Goodbye.